You've seen the thumbnail and the title of this video. I'm not sure what it is yet. Either me waiting for alt season or something about the war on Bitcoin from the US government, it feels like. If it is the latter, I do want to start by saying that some people in Congress have shown a surprisingly deep knowledge of Bitcoin.
In the U.S., the Federal Reserve or the Treasury doesn't change the dollar. The people at the edges, the banks generally do that. But with Bitcoin, you can still engage in peer-to-peer transactions like cash, correct?
Absolutely.
And because open source code, you could have a wallet, correct?
Absolutely.
All these features are different than many of the things that people call colloquially shitcoin, because the value can be distorted by central.
And some also surprisingly shallow.
So are you saying you think cryptocurrency should be illegal?
Absolutely. I've advocated that for a long time.
All right,
and think of it, the purpose of cryptocurrency, it serves no function.
I have this meme. I just don't know if now is an appropriate time to use it. I do not condone violence of any kind. But cutting through all of the tumult of opinions that are out there, the actual laws, at least in the US, that have passed to date have been, to put it diplomatically, crap. I actually put regulatory overreaching, but crap better defines it, in my opinion at least. Namely, unaccredited investors being unable to invest in ICOs, the driving out of many of the biggest exchanges, including Bitfinex, BitMEX, Binance, so on and so forth. So far, no Bitcoin ETF has been approved. The punitive loss to small crypto businesses with the New York Bit license. Some other things, no doubt, but last but not least, giving regulatory approval to artificially inflate the supply cap of Bitcoin, remove some institutional volume at the same time with the CME paper Bitcoin futures market, which first launched December 18th, 2017 and has been operating with large volumes ever since. It's a bit of a spit in the face. Breaking news, crypto exchange BitMEX under investigation by the US Commodity Futures Trading Commission. America, I love you, but chill out, please. I am going to stop myself just short of saying they deserve it, but not for what they're reporting here at least, which is suspicion of allowing US users on their platform, which to me just sounds like an excuse. They're not that stupid. Bitfinex being one of the largest volume exchanges for Bitcoin out there, it definitely feels to me so far that the US is doing everything they can right now, exploring every single possible avenue, no matter how small, to stop cryptocurrency. I hope that soon changes. Libra is demanding that they make a decision, so we're all waiting here with bated breath. They have a terrible track record so far. Hopefully they see the light soon.
I've seen the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through.
Anyway, for the real reason you're here on this video watching right now, my gorgeous and professional technical analysis, where we try and predict an unpredictable asset. Anyway, keeping it very simple here. I have moved this trend line back to April, where this parabola began. General opinion right now seems to be optimistic, cautious, optimistic. Seemingly resistance at $11,000 and continuing up to at least $12,000. Volume sharply drops off when we fall below 10,500, right up until the low 8,000s. So as of right now, heading downwards does seem easier than heading upwards, but even if we are to consolidate from here, I'd still view that as a win. Let's just stay above this trend line now. That'd be nice. So we talked about it in this video that I would be looking to buy between $8,000 and $9,000, assuming we get there. Now, if you're desperate to get back into Bitcoin because you sold a bit higher, that would be a very risky strategy because we may not get there. Who knows? I personally, I'm not too bothered, even if we don't get down there, because of my job, I dollar cost average into Bitcoin all the time. But if there's a good discount going, I buy. Let's look at another reason why. This weird looking chart is the CME paper Bitcoin futures market. It looks kind of weird. Why are all these gaps here? Well, this happens when the CME closes, and as we know, Bitcoin never closes. So when they reopen for business, that's when these gaps occur. So here's where this really weird phenomenon occurs. I don't even know if it's worth discussing because it's so weird, but it is interesting nonetheless. Hopefully you think so too. Historically, if there is ever a gap, Bitcoin will eventually trade in that exact missing region once again to quote unquote fill it. Filling the gap, it's called. Very witty.
Mind the gap.
Let's look at some examples. A gap formed here, and it was later filled there. A gap formed here, and it was later filled there. There is, however, a glaring gap that has not been filled, which is right here, which goes as low as $8,500. Not been filled. So what are the chances that it will? Well, it has to be said that no one knows why this occurs. There is no reason for it to occur, so theoretically low. Except for this fact, and this diagram is drawn courtesy of Richard Hart on Twitter. They get filled every single time, stretching back to almost the inception of the CME futures market. Very strange. What does that mean? Well, I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, last piece of information for today. AltSeason. Is it a meme? Is it happening? Let's discuss. Popularly, or becoming more popularly, is that there will never be another one. I want to say that while that is possible, and maybe a possibility very long term, short to mid term, I feel that that is unlikely. Now, we are looking at a thread on Twitter from the Crypto Fam, which I will link below in case you want to check it out for yourself. This first chart shows what is meant by alt season. So we're looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart here, and we can see every time a quote-unquote alt season had occurred where Bitcoin dominance has rapidly fallen. Now, it does help to give a definition of alt season, which Crypto Fam has done, and reads as follows. Our definition of an alt season is an extended time period where altcoins, all cryptocurrencies that aren't Bitcoin, gain significant value against Bitcoin. Put another way, the alt BTC prices rise collectively and outpace Bitcoin gains. So going back to the first chart and looking at the duration of previous alt seasons, the first one, November to February, 4 months. Next 5, next 3, 6, 2. So short in duration and spreading to so few alts, it's actually up for debate whether or not this was a true alt season. Now, I know the rhetoric is almost an unpopular one at this point. It's not going to repeat again. The Crypto Fam knows this too and has made this interesting infographic. What was a popular rhetoric around the 2018 Bitcoin bottom? Now, to be fair to Tone Vase, he did say he was only 70% sure it was going lower than 3,000. Noriel Rubini said it's entering a death spiral. How hilariously wrong. One of the first crypto millionaires says Bitcoin is dead. You know that guy from that video? Great thing to say about the thing that made you. CNBC, always a great source of information to trade off if you're looking to be broke. So the takeaway here is, sometimes people are right, sometimes they're wrong. It's very deep. Thank you, Crypto Daily. Anyway, back to alt season. If this isn't going to be considered a true alt season, then it's been a very long time since the last one. Almost longest in history since alts were a thing. In previous alt seasons, every altcoin pumps versus Bitcoin. All of them. I intentionally chose obscure coins to chart below to show that pumps are not isolated trades on specific coins with the most potential, but rather coins pumped regardless of team, project, use case. He's used charts here of Pascal Coin, Status Network, Artbyte, and Library Credits. They all seem to have bottomed December 8th or 7th. That's very interesting. So the arguments goes like this. If you truly believe that the alt season was started by retail investors looking for genuine, undervalued, and good projects, how come they all pumped? Why weren't some more obscure ones left alone? How does this happen? Almost no coins are left out and all move at the same time. This proves that price appreciation across the altcoin market is not due to the individual parties placing speculative bets on individual coins. If this were true, obscure coins would barely move. Instead, the clear answer is that this is coordinated, simultaneous movement and is executed by algorithmic trading bots. How else could all the coins move at the same time across exchanges without leaving some out? This phenomenon is clearly strategic. Whose strategy is it? Essentially, whales looking to accumulate more Bitcoin. I actually think this could definitely be true. There are a couple obvious flaws. Number one, you can't prove algorithmic trading even contributed, yet alone was the sole reason behind altcoins, because you would need data to all the exchanges and you would need to know what exactly to look for. So this is an educated guess at best. Second, not all the alts showed this exact pattern. That would be very interesting. Quite a lot did though. It is kind of mind-blowing, I must say. We've known for a long time that 3 things rule the crypto markets: greed, manipulation, this is really hard to do for me, and marketing. But what if it's not even that third thing, just the first 2? I've certainly heard worse conspiracy theories. I actually shared this theory with my wife because I thought it was very interesting. Her first question upon hearing it was, what is the likelihood of it happening again? My answer was, until men no longer want money. Her second question was, when will they do it again? We'd all have to know. The Crypto Fam did actually make a suggestion, and the suggestion is basically it could happen now or it could happen later. So I hope that helps. Again, I doubt that this was actually the sole reason behind previous alt season cycles. Potentially a catalyst, potentially a big contributor. I guess we'll never know. No one for sure knows, apart from maybe the whales. But let me know what you guys think. Anyway, that's it from me today. Thank you very much for watching. See you on the next one.